All right, let's talk about travel. Specifically, with all the booking websites and apps out there, why in the world would anyone use a travel advisor in 2025? It's a fair question, and we're going to dive right into it.
I want to start with just a number 18. 18 hours. Any guesses what that is? It's not a flight to the other side of the world, though sometimes planning one can feel just as long.
You got it. 18 hours is the average time a person just like you spends planning one single trip. That's more than 2 full workdays of researching, comparing prices, reading reviews, and just trying to figure it all out.
I mean, come on, does that sound familiar? The endless scrolling, the dozens of open tabs, that little voice in your head wondering if you're missing out on a better deal. Yeah, we've all been there.
It's what we call the do-it-yourself travel trap. You start out excited, right? But then the decision fatigue kicks in. The excitement of planning a vacation can so easily turn into just stress, and you're left wondering if all that work is even based on good information. And here's the crazy part. It's not just a feeling. Studies have shown that a huge chunk of online reviews are totally fake. So you could be spending hours basing your hard-earned vacation on something that's completely made up.
Okay, so unreliable info is one thing, but what happens when you finally book it all yourself and things, well, when they don't go according to plan?
This is a classic. You book what looks like a great hotel, you land, you're excited, only to find out it's a super expensive hour-long taxi ride from everything. That's a little detail the online booking site probably forgot to mention.
Or how about this one? The airline loses your luggage, so now you have a choice. You can spend the first day of your precious vacation on hold, fighting with an automated system, or you can make one call to your travel advisor, head to the pool, and let them deal with the headache.
And that really brings up the most important question. When things get disrupted, a flight gets canceled, an emergency happens, who's in your corner? Who are you going to call? A chatbot? When you book alone, you really are alone. And this right here is where the modern travel advisor changes the entire game. And you can forget that old image of someone sitting behind a desk with a bunch of dusty brochures. That's not what we're talking about anymore. You should think of them more like a personal travel architect. They're not just clicking book for you. They are designing an entire experience. They are your expert guide, your insider source, and maybe most importantly, your advocate from start to finish. I mean, the difference is just night and day. When you book online, you're dealing with chatbots and generic packages. With an advisor, you get a real person who builds a personalized trip for you. You go from standard rates to exclusive deals. And best of all, you go from handling all the problems yourself to having an advocate who solves them for you. So if we boil it all down, it comes down to 4 huge things. You save time, a lot of it. You often save money because they have access to things you just can't find online. You get actual expertise, and you get to travel with total confidence, knowing someone's got your back. Okay, so that's the general idea of what a great advisor does. But let's make this really concrete and look at how a company like Awaken Travels actually puts this into practice for their clients. So here's their secret sauce. Awaken Travels gives you that one-on-one personalized planning, but they're backed by the global power of an industry giant called Travel Edge. It's really the best of both worlds, personal service with massive industry leverage. And that leverage? It translates into real, tangible value for you. We're talking about things the general public just doesn't get access to. Things like better rates, a much higher chance of a room upgrade, and even hotel credits to spend on yourself. It's real value added to your trip. I mean, just look at this list. Complimentary breakfast, room upgrades, resort credits, early check-in. This is the stuff that takes a great trip and makes it truly unforgettable. It's the difference between being just another confirmation number and being treated like a VIP. And hey, remember that question, who's in your corner? Well, here's the answer. It's a full safety net. You've got a 24/7 support line for when you're actually on your trip. You have a dedicated flight team on standby 24/7 for any travel headaches. And you have your personal advisor as your single point of contact through it all.
That is true peace of mind. So what this all adds up to is just a complete reimagining of what travel planning can be. It's a shift from being a stressed-out project manager to just enjoying the journey. And this, right here, is the biggest takeaway of all. It's not just about the money, it's about your time. Think about it. You can sometimes get a refund for a bad trip, but you will never, ever get your vacation time back. An advisor's job is to protect that time.
You know, there's this quote that just says it all. We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us. Travel is so important. Why would we let the planning part get in the way of the living part? So the question really isn't if an expert can make your trip better. The question is, how do you want to spend your time? Do you want to spend it on 18 hours of stressful research? Or do you want to spend it making memories? If you're ready for that, your next journey is waiting.